Hey guys, it's 6 months now that I've been living with post-concussion syndrome, and in this video I'm going to share with you and show you how my brain injury affects my mobility. Now, I realise it's one of these things that I've talked about before. I talk about it on my videos and my blogs, but I've never actually shown you. And I'm not really sure why that is. I don't know if it's a part of me is I don't know. I know what I feel like felt like the very first time that I saw my reflection in a shop window as I walked past with my walking stick, and I was like, whoa, that's definitely, that's so far apart from me. And so I guess I'm just wearing my big brave girl pants today, and I want to show you what that's like, and have a sort of benchmark for. We're 6 months in now. Hopefully I'll be getting my neurophysiotherapy starting soon, and then we can start to see some improvements. Right after my accident, I didn't always have these walking problems. I started off having balance issues. So when I came home from hospital, I got my diagnosis, and then it would be forever bumping into walls, tripping over, banging into things. I think it was around about the 2 to 3 month mark, things just changed. And with my walking, I started stubbing my toes on the ground when it was walking, and then I think it was a few weeks later, it was my right leg, the foot started dragging along the ground, and it's now my left leg, and those kind of things have just never changed. So I've been having these mobility issues in terms of the bad walking, I call it, for around about three and a bit months now. So as I said, neurophysiotherapy, I'm waiting on a referral to that from the brain injury clinic coming through, so I'm hoping that will be soon. But in the meantime, let's just use this as a benchmark, and we'll see where I'm at, and maybe in 6 months time I'll be able to walk without a stick and without having to think about it, and everything will be hunky-dory. So one thing I think it's important to say before I start is that I know that everybody's brain injuries are different, and everybody recovers in a different way, and not everybody that has post-concussion syndrome will have these mobility issues. Of the people that I know that have PCS, there's a few people that have this issue as well, but it's not something that's common. But obviously it's happened to me, and it can happen. So I'm not entirely sure of the reason why, but from things that I've picked up from reading and other professionals that have experience with brain injuries, it's possible that, like, when you have a concussion, your cells are dying off, but the actual act of that could then encourage other cells in your brain to die off as well. So while those issues definitely weren't as bad right in the beginning, that could explain why things have got worse. As I said, I'm not an expert, and I can only hope that things will get better. I'm really, really hopeful that they will. But I just want to show you what it's like. So let's go. First of all, I want to show you balance, and one of the reasons that you never ever see me standing with my feet together is because I just can't do it. One of the exercises that my doctor has me do is to stand with my feet together and close my eyes. Now, there have been times where I've maybe been able to hold this for maybe around 5 seconds, and I try and test this when I can every so often. Sometimes it's better than others, but I'm going to show you. So feet together. Just going to do this a few times just to show you. Oh. Okay, so I don't always fall the same way. But I think over time I think my brain's just adapted, and that's why a lot of the time, well, I just stand like this. Although there's sometimes I'm maybe not conscious of it, and I just find myself swaying, but that's just the way that it goes. If I try and do it with my feet together, I'm going to have to be careful on this one. I'll actually open my eyes this time. You would think that would be better, but not always. Okay, I've got walls. Right. Okay. So that be balance or not. I also want to show you what it's like when I'm trying to walk without my walking stick. And I have to say that when I'm indoors, in my own flat, it feels like, so I think my brain thinks it's a safer environment. So walking when I'm indoors is actually a little bit better. And then when I go outside, I think my brain just gets overwhelmed with all the senses, with everything going on around me. So it's the light, it's the visual thing, it's the noise everywhere, and when there's lorries, buses, too much conversation around me, it just makes it all worse. Okay. Let's try not fall over. Now, as I said, indoors when I'm in my own flat, it's actually not too bad. So I'm going to grab my trainers, get them on now, and come and join me and we'll see what it's like outside. Okay guys, so I'm outside now in the kind of wee garden area around my flat, and I'm just going to go for a little walk and you can see what it's like without my stick. Let's do this! So that's the benchmark for where I am. It's 6 months now, and hopefully once my neurophysiotherapy starts, I don't have a date for that, but I'm really hoping that once that starts, things will be easier. So if you haven't seen me out and about yet, and you wonder why I've got this, I think it'll be quite obvious. I don't go anywhere without my little sparkly walking stick because, well, I love purple and I love anything that sparkles, so it had to be a bright purple sparkly one. So I think what's happening with my legs, from the tests that my doctor does, he gets me to do he'll hold my legs in certain positions and try and get me to resist against the way that he's holding them to either bend or straighten my legs. I know that the right leg is worse, but the left leg is affected as well, and I think, I don't know for sure, but I think that there's either a block somewhere between my brain and my legs, or there's a bit of a misconnection somewhere that the messages just aren't getting through the way that they're supposed to. So my right leg is definitely worse with dragging, my left leg does it too, and my knees are a bit kind of like the buckle. But as my consultant said when I saw him at the brain injury clinic, it is a case of that with post-concussion syndrome I have a big bruise on my brain, and it's just going to take time for my brain to relearn how to function properly. So hopefully, fingers crossed, neurophysiotherapy will be soon and we shall see how things go. But anyway, thank you for watching. I just wanted to show you what it's like, my mobility with post-concussion syndrome, and fingers crossed things will start to get better soon. Thank you guys for watching, and I shall catch you next time.